On Friday, Liverpool played their last game of 2022 and managed to get all 3 points despite not playing well. In today's video, we'll discuss the 5 things we learned from the match, but also provide you with some massive news with regards to Enzo Fernandez. Not only that, but we'll also go over the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Following Liverpool's lucky 2-1 win over Leicester on Friday, Jurgen Klopp gave an update on injuries to Andy Robertson and Harvey Elliott. Robertson was one of a number of players who enjoyed a rare break thanks to the World Cup and played the full 90 minutes in Liverpool's first 2 games back, but was withdrawn in the third. Just after the hour mark, the Scot went to the ground and called for physio, with Kostas Tsimikas having already been stood on the touchline preparing to be introduced. Robertson hobbled his way around the pitch, and with the next game in only 3 days' time, his involvement could have been in question. Elliott also limped off after his ankle took a beating throughout the match, and Klopp offered a brief word on the pair on Friday night. He said, funnily enough, Harvey, before the game, he injured Robbo a little bit. So on our warm-up game, he hit him with a knee in the hip, so that's a dead leg. He could play, but at one point the muscle closed and he couldn't play on. And Harvey, he got a knock, which is quite painful, but when you saw the situation back, it was clear that it's quite painful, but that's it, I think. At this stage though, both should be seen as doubts for Brentford, with James Milner, Roberto Firmino and Curtis Jones also on the absentee list, along with Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota. Fabinho, meanwhile, missed Friday's win due to his wife going into labour, with it unclear yet whether he'll be back in time for Monday. Enzo Fernandez is a player who has been heavily linked with a move to Liverpool, at least in the Portuguese press recently. The 21-year-old midfielder was one of the standout performers at the World Cup, with Argentina leading the increased speculation over a move to the Premier League. With Liverpool clearly requiring a midfield signing in 2023, there's been plenty of Enzo to Liverpool talk being named alongside the likes of Moses Caicedo and Jude Bellingham. Earlier this week, quotes online claim that Benfica president Rui Costa has said that Fernandez could leave the Lisbon side in January if the release clause is met. That release clause is said to be around €120 million. Regardless of whether that price may have put clubs such as Liverpool off, Benfica have released an official statement denying that. Kostas has said that Fernandez could leave in January, clarifying his future, saying, SL Benfica clarifies that at no time did the president of the club, Rui Costa, utter the words that are being dismented in Italy by DAZN. Sporting Lisboa Benfica reiterates its intention to count on the player Enzo Fernandez until the end of the season. Fernandez's contract in Portugal runs through to 2027, having only joined from River Plate last summer. Speaking about the potential for another January arrival after the signing of Cody Gakpo, Jurgen Klopp said on Thursday, "We know what we want to do and we'll see if we can do it. It's about money, of course, but it's how it always was, about the right players. Liverpool clearly want a high-caliber midfielder or two, it's just whether the right one, on the right terms, can be done." 2 own goals handed Liverpool eventually a deserved 2-1 victory over Leicester, ensuring the end 2022 with 4 Premier League wins in a row. In this part of the video, we're going to discuss the 5 things we learned from Liverpool 2, Leicester 1. Thiago, the midfield master. An unbelievable midfield performance by Thiago drove Liverpool to this win. The number 6 dominated his area on the pitch from start to finish, allying mesmeric technical ability with industry, endeavour and skill. The stats tell all the story. Thiago led the way for the Reds in the metrics of touches and passes, while nobody could better his totals in dribbles, tackles and interceptions. It was, quite simply, a clinic in all-round midfield play and the foundation upon which the hosts fought their way back from the blow of an early goal. Alisson does it again. Arguably Liverpool's outstanding player prior to the World Cup, Alisson Becker picked up from where he left off in terms of producing crucial interventions when his team needed him most. The Brazil goalkeeper's save to deny Harvey Barnes in the early stages of the second half is unlikely to make it onto his mightily impressive highlight reel, but with the Reds holding a slender advantage, it was nonetheless vital. As Barnes bore down on goal, Alisson refused to commit himself in the forward attempt and lifted finish thumped into the keeper's chest. With the score remaining at 2-1, this was yet another key contribution for the number 1. Poor defending for the goal. Even by Liverpool's poor defensive standards so far this season, the space allowed for Dewsbury Hall for Leicester's goal was pretty shocking. As he broke beyond the defence, breezing past Henderson as if he wasn't there, you thought there must be another defender out of shot, but no one came. Andy Robertson was criticised for stepping up, but he does do his job as a part of the offside trap, and defensive line on Ayoze Perez made the run in behind. The forward would have been offside had a pass been played, but there was no need for Dewsbury Hall to make a pass as Henderson was poor positionally and then failed to recover and make a tackle. Luck. Liverpool had 0 shots on target in the first half, but somehow ended it with 2 goals. This was all down to the misfortune of Leicester's Belgian defender, Wout Faes, who managed to put the ball in his own net twice in the most ridiculous fashion. The first was an almost impossible deflection from Trent Alexander-Arnold's cross, but it was one that goalkeeper Danny Ward had shouted for him to leave and he didn't. The second he turned in after Darwin Núñez dink over Danny Ward's rebounded off the post into the Belgians' path. It was the first time an opposition defender has scored 2 own goals against Liverpool at Anfield, and they certainly gave Liverpool a get-out-of-jail-free card as they were very poor in that first 45 minutes. Cody in the crowd. Fresh from agreeing a move to Liverpool on Wednesday, Cody Gakpo was in attendance at his new home ground. The Netherlands forward, who will officially become a Reds player at the start of the January transfer window, supported his teammates from the main stand. Gakpo's first experience at Anfield was a positive one, with Klopp indicating ahead of the contest that his debut may come at the same venue against Wolverhampton Wanderers on January 7th. Next up for Liverpool was an away trip to Brentford. Whilst it's great that the team have made it 4 Premier League wins in a row, we have to be so much better on the second, as luck may not be in our favour next time. Liverpool fans, as the window approaches, how many additions do you believe the club need to make, and which player is at the top of your list? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.